Well, another vocal supporter of activity-based working has put its money where its mouth is. GPT Group has just moved into its newly renovated offices, 3 floors of the MLC building in Sydney. And I spoke with CEO Michael Cameron a short time ago. Michael Cameron, welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
Now, we hear that GPT has just refurbished these 3 floors of MLC. How has it changed your workplace?
Well, it's been quite exhilarating for us because we've been able to adapt the workplace so it's much more exciting. We've moved 5 floors into 3 floors, much better facilities, and it's really allowed for a flexible work environment. And we've called it activity-based. It's a little bit of a step above what I'd call hot desking. So one day you may need to work at a workbench, the next day in a think tank or a library type facility. So the array of facilities that are now available, I think, has really excited people, and they're enjoying it.
Is that true for all roles, though? Because obviously at the ABC we have hot desking as well, but journalists in particular, for instance, we have stuff. It's not just your personal stuff, but it's your own papers. I mean, where does everything go?
Yeah, well, we've got a variety of people, tax people, legal people, that all have lots of paper. We moved from having almost 1 linear kilometre of paper down to about 1 metre per person, and most of it's now electronically stored and accessed, and it's much more efficient. So we've really changed the environment where people can get on with what they're doing as opposed to storing paper everywhere.
What about the upfront costs? Are they very large in terms of the sorts of businesses that might be interested in this?
Well, we did invest heavily, particularly in training, and I think on average 3 or 4 hours per person over the last 12 months in anticipation of the move. But we managed to move from 5 floors to 3 floors, and as a result of that, no additional cost overall, even though we have invested heavily in the facilities, particularly from a technology perspective in the new work environment.
So do you think this could work for an NAB or a Telstra?
Oh, absolutely. Well, for us, we did it for the whole organisation. That's probably slightly different to what others have done. We've done it for everybody rather than just one department, and that's quite a change. But I think, obviously, if someone's got 3 or 4 employees, it probably won't work. But any size company that's got a few hundred employees up to a few thousand or above that, it's going to be a great way to provide flexibility to your workers and really attract and retain the sort of people that are now looking to be in the workforce.
Now, more broadly, GPT, you were very blooded through the global financial crisis, and then you came on board, and it's been quite a big turnaround. I know you're in a blackout period at the moment for your results, but can you tell me a little bit about the health of the markets that you're in?
Yes, well, we've gone through a complete reinvigoration of the organisation, and we've stabilised the business and cleaned up a lot of the issues. And now we've returned the business to a very stable, steady earnings growth period, and that's what investors have been looking for. I think at the quality end of real estate, it still represents a very good investment during good times and bad times. And in fact, at the moment, where the outlook is for a fair bit of conservatism on both spending and also borrowing amongst consumers, real estate's probably a very safe haven to be looking for to invest in.
Well, I noticed today in Darwin at the Property Council, the RBA's Malcolm Eadie was saying exactly that lending and investing were likely to remain cautious. Do you think that the problems that there are in Europe now and in particular in the US are going to put pressure on your businesses?
Well, one of the reasons we decided to limit our investing into Australian real estate, which is all very high quality, is because I think the fundamentals in Australia are very strong, and the outlook for growth generally in Australia relative to other regions is also very positive. So for us, I think apart from the fact that the events overseas will cause some impact on confidence levels generally, the outlook is still pretty strong.
Finally, the growth of online retail, is that impacting on your tenants, and is there going to be pressure to put rents down?
Well, there's no doubt that as we go forward, online retailing will continue to grow, and that's definitely here to stay. But we've been in retailing now for more than 40 years, and we've seen amazing changes in the structure and the content of shopping centres. So what we expect to see going forward is centres to continue to adapt and respond. And I think if you see online retailing as a threat, then that's a big problem, but we see it as an opportunity, and where we can embrace the impact of those, we'll see the benefits of that for everybody. And that'll mean some changes for the sorts of people that do lease stores in a large shopping centre, but that's always been the same.
Well, Michael, Cameron, we will look at activity-based working with great interest. I must be quite a troglodyte, really, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for the opportunity.